In case there's anybody here who doesn't know, I'm Chuck Durang, and I owe you all an apology because the last time we met, there was a lovely going away party for me with a cake and everything, and yet I'm still here. There has been progress made on the sale of our house, and we now expect to close and get out of town by the end of next month. I will believe it when I see it.
Yes.
So I just do a couple of. I was looking through my archives to see what songs I had done recently or ever here, and I found that I started showing up here in the winter of '01, which may have been the first time we did this. It was pretty close to it.
No, we did it in April of 2000, I think was the first.
Yeah, I think so
Because it was
too.
on the outside.
I guess it took me that long to find out about it. And this is one I think I did in '02, or maybe it was '07, maybe it was '11, whatever. I don't usually get to play in classy places like this, so this is an ode to the kind of place I usually play in. There's a Cadillac lounge and a Rainbow Inn in just about every town, 'cause the common folk need a place to sit and drink and fool around. On the weekend nights they turn up the lights on a plywood beer case stage, so Richard and the Cadillac Kings can sing till they get too drunk to play. Now Richard works at the factory and the drummer sells used cars, and the other two don't have much to do but play in the redneck bars. They're underpaid but they will always stay 'cause they get their drinks for free. And Richard and the Cadillac Kings keep singing for the likes of you and me. Richard and the Cadillac Kings keep singing country out of tune, and the barmaids dance in their skin-tight pants with the guys from the drilling crew. Then the band gets drunk and the crowd gets funky and someone starts a fight. But Richard and the Cadillac Kings pack 'em in every Friday and Saturday night. The beer and as midnight nears, you never seen the like. 3 drunk pickers and a guy from the crowd all singing in one mic. The guy from the crowd can't sing at all, and neither can the band. When he gets done singing, he falls off the stage and the crowd gives him a hand. Richard and the Cadillac Kings keep singing country out of tune. The barmaids dance in the skin-tight pants with the guys from the drilling crew. When the drunk crowd gets funky and someone starts a fight, but Richard and the Cadillac Kings pack 'em in every Friday and Saturday night. So at 2 o'clock they give last call and they start to close the bar, and a waitress and the bouncer carry Richard to his car. The Cadillac Kings all get their things and they stagger through the door. But tomorrow night they'll turn up the lights and they'll start to sing once more. Richard and the Cadillac Kings keep singing country out of tune, and the barmaid dance in the skin-tight pants with the guys from the drilling crew. The band gets drunk and the crowd gets funky and someone starts a fight. But Richard and the Cadillac Kings pack 'em in every Friday and Saturday night. I said Richard and the Cadillac Kings pack 'em in Friday and Saturday night. Oh wow, I love that. A semi-standing ovation. The room makes it sound like there's more of us here. There's been a lot of foo-for-all lately about the 45th anniversary of the moon landing, Armstrong, Aldrin, and I decided to resurrect something I wrote even before that, when we were galvanized into action by the Russians shooting Yuri Gagarin into space. So we have a little tune about this. I was doing a concert at my alma mater, Northwestern University. You can't always tell from my performances, but everything is very carefully scheduled. Like the first song in a show is just something loud and up-tempo and not a lot of complicated picking, which is hard to do right out of the box. And the second song, I do a ballad, and I sing very quietly, so the audience has to strain to hear me. And at some point, they get the idea that they're straining because I'm so good, or it's just that I'm so quiet. Third song is a funny song, and I got a few that are always work. And the fourth one will be when I start depicting something, and it goes on from there. Well, I was hung up for a third song in this particular concert, so in a fit of creative passion and genius, I wrote this song to fill that slot. The tune is the old folk song, Drill Ye Terriers. This is a song about the Russian spaceman. First one, Yuri Gagarin. Gagarin, that's a man, not a mouthwash. Well, when Yuri went up on his epic flight, it startled the whole world, especially our State Department, who recovered in time to issue a few proclamations to the effect that we could have done the same thing if we'd wanted to, and some criminations and recriminations about how, well, he wasn't the first one. There were others who tried, and their ships blew up, or they're still up there. Anyway, he didn't come down in a prearranged landing like they said. He just came down. Anybody could have predicted that. They went over and picked him up there. And there, and over there, and brought in a stand-in for the newsreels. Anyway, this is the whole story according to our side. Early morning when he arose, Gagarin put on his spaceman clothes, went to the pad at the edge of town. Got aboard and they strapped him down and closed the airlock door. And moved the gantry crane and heard him yell on the radio, I think I've changed my mind. Cease, desist, and halt, and stop, and quit. See, Yuri decided at the last minute he didn't really want to go up there. He didn't chicken out exactly, he just thought about it for the first time. But somebody said, launch it and see if it orbits. And they did. It did. He got up there and suddenly he was weightless, totally weightless, free fall. And the first thing he did, well, not the first thing, after he did the first thing and then cleaned out his helmet, then the first thing he did was to try and raise Radio Moscow on the radio. And he got Radio Free Europe. And he got Search for Tomorrow. Jerry Springer Show. That's an anachronism for those keeping track. Finally he got Radio Moscow and they asked him, Yuri, how are things up there? Yuri answered from outer space, I want to talk to the men at the base. I'm up here still, I'm still intact, but how the hell do I get back to good old Mother Earth? Mother Russia, that is. Get my feet upon the ground and take a couple of little pills, or else I will be sick with my helmet on again. Never throw away a good joke if you can reuse it. Actually, Yuri said, I feel fine up here. I don't feel any pain or discomfort or anything. All the dials in front of me read normal, except for the one for my suit tank for a vodka, which reads empty, which could be why I don't feel any pain or discomfort or anything. Another ship came into view, it was a Russian rocket too. Looked to the port and he called the base, it looks like Comrade Titov's face, who went up just last week, but did not come back down. He looks for all the world as if he's happier up here. Wait till Nicky hears of this. He'll pound his desk with a shoe tonight. I remember Nikita Khrushchev, who famously pounded his desk in a speech at the UN. Well, Titov, you know he was the second one to come down. What you may not know is he went up first. He did stay up there as long as he could. But he knew what had happened when he got down. Khrushchev kissed him on both cheeks. He flew above the Amazon. then went down in a landing prearranged in the middle of the Moscow Zoo. His lifetime wish fulfilled, he landed in the cat house. Dirty song. And they asked him if he wanted to go up in the sky again. He stood up straight and tall and said, I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to try something that I have not done before in public, been wrestling with in private for some time. It's a medley of a bunch of guitar pieces that come from songs that I sometimes do the whole song, but he's just going to be put a bunch of themes together, and we'll see how it works out. Once again, maybe my last visit here, but probably I'll be back once in a while, even if I do get out.